What does it feel like to create something that should not exist? Something that challenges banks, governments, and the very idea of money itself. Now imagine this. You are not trying to become famous. You are not trying to become rich. In fact, you are trying to disappear completely. Because what you are building must not have a face. It must not have an owner. It must not have control. It must simply exist. A system that belongs to no one and everyone at the same time. And that is where your story begins. It begins quietly. No office, no team, no announcement, just a computer and silence. Outside, the world continues as normal. People sleep, cities slow down, lights fade into darkness. But inside your mind, something refuses to sleep. A question. Why does money need trust? Why do we trust banks more than math? Why can a few institutions decide who can spend, save, or survive? And then a dangerous thought appears. What if money didn't need trust at all? What if it only needed rules? Unbreakable rules, written in code. You start typing. Not because you know it will work, but because you need to see if it can exist. At first, it feels impossible. A currency with no bank, no government, no central authority. Most people would call it nonsense. Some would call it dangerous. But you are not building for today. You are building for a future that does not exist yet. You think about cryptography, about decentralization, about networks where every participant is equal. There is no leader, no owner, no permission. Only math. And math does not lie. Still, doubt follows you. What if it fails? What if no one uses it? What if it is destroyed before it even begins? But you keep going, because some ideas don't ask for permission. They ask for persistence. Then it happens. A small connection. Two machines communicating without a central server. No authority controlling it. No company in between. Just a network forming itself. You stare at the screen. Nothing looks special. Just text, logs, numbers. But you understand what it really is. A system that does not require trust, only verification. And for the first time you think, this might actually work. Then comes the moment that changes everything. The first block. The Genesis block. It is simple, almost invisible, but it is everything. Because from this moment, a chain begins. A chain that cannot be changed. A chain that cannot be erased. A chain that does not forget. You pause, not because it is difficult, but because you realize something heavy. You are not just writing code, you are creating something that may outlive you, maybe even outlive entire financial systems. And that thought is terrifying. Eventually, you must let it go. No marketing, no company, no announcement, just code released into the world. At first, nothing happens. No headlines, no attention, just a few curious people running it. Then more. Then something unexpected. People begin joining voluntarily, not because they are forced, but because they believe in it. A network begins to form. Alive, growing, decentralized. The world does not understand it. Some call it a scam, some call it a toy. Some ignore it completely. Because it doesn't fit anywhere. Not a company, not a currency controlled by a nation, not something owned. And that makes it dangerous, but also powerful. Because anything that cannot be controlled, cannot be easily stopped, and slowly, believers arrive. Developers, cryptographers, dreamers, people who see what others cannot. Then something strange happens. People begin assigning value to it. Not because they are told to, but because they believe in it, because it is scarce, because it is decentralized, because it cannot be printed or controlled. And suddenly, it is no longer just code, it is money, a new kind of money. And the world names it Bitcoin. And now, the hardest decision. To stay or disappear. Because if there is a known creator, then it is no longer truly decentralized. So you choose silence, you step away, no credit, no control, no leadership, just disappearance. Because Bitcoin was never meant to have a ruler. Only rules. Years pass. Bitcoin grows beyond imagination. Billions flow through it. Entire industries form around it. Governments debate it. And the world keeps asking, who created it? But no one knows. Some believe it is a group. Some believe it is a company. Some believe it is a myth. And somewhere you watch it all. Not proudly, not greedily, but quietly. Because you understand something no one else fully does. It was never about you. It was about the system. Sometimes the thought returns. What if you revealed yourself, not to control it, not to change it, but just to say, I was the one who started it? You imagine what would happen. The world would explode with attention. History would be rewritten. People would argue endlessly. For a moment, you would become real again. But then you realize something. The moment you step forward, Bitcoin stops being what it was meant to be. A system without identity, without authority, without ownership. And that makes you stop. You continue watching. You see it used in ways both good and bad. You see it debated, adopted, rejected, and reborn. And through it all, one truth remains. It does not need you. It never did. It survives without permission. It grows without leadership. It evolves without control. It is no longer yours. It belongs to everyone and no one. So what does it feel like to be the inventor of Bitcoin? Maybe it feels like building a door and never walking through it. Maybe it feels like creating freedom and choosing not to own it. Or maybe it feels like this, changing the world and walking away before the world ever knew your name. And somewhere in the world, the question still remains, who is the inventor of Bitcoin? But the answer is no longer important, because what was created no longer needs a creator, only continuation. And somewhere in silence, someone is still watching.